is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Hi. It's Friday, September 25th. You, my friend, should take the day off. I was
Still going.
I was stirring multiple pots.
It's a double pot stir.
Double
it's
pot
a classic
stir.
double pot stir.
You're a double pot stir,
Take
aren't
the-
you?
You double pot.
double
stir.
pot
I
stir.
double pot stir you. Man, we're here. 5 a.m. First take. Let's go.
Fridays are hard.
Fridays are tough.
hard. Guys, you think Fridays
Tough.
are hard for you?
We got to get up early.
We got to take off. We got to wake up to tell you to take the day off.
You get it.
I do. But it's going to be a really good day. It's going to be a really good day.
What would it
Dan, if I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman?
Superman.
It is a really exciting day here. We're going to get to that in just a second.
Yeah.
But I'd be remiss if I didn't remind you, to leave a review.
Okay.
We're going to read one of those in just a few minutes.
We're going to read a review in a minute.
Yep.
I love it.
But also, Bramble Jam Plus. Tell people.
Bramble Jam Plus has changed my life. I used to have terrible foot pain from the arch in my foot, and Bramble Jam Plus has gotten rid of it. It's wild. My foot is flatter because of Bramble Jam Plus. You go there, and on top of having flat feet, which is a good thing, I think, you get no ads for all the podcasts. For the love of everything good and decent, you just go to BrambleJamPlus.com for less than $5 a month, ad-free, and you get to answer the question of the day every day. It's a no-brainer.
Anna K left this review. She said the subject is take the day, take the day. Thank you,
Take
Anna.
the day.
She says, I'm multi-slacking today. Taking the day off, eating 2 desserts. Eat an extra dessert day. I don't know if you remember. Thanks again, guys. And that's the type of reviews we like to see. People that are thankful for the work that we're doing. People think we're slacking off by telling you to take the day off, but what they don't consider is how hard we're working.
We're working
do that.
hard to make sure you can take the day off.
That's exactly right. Someone's got to do it.
Somebody's got to.
Someone's got to do
Just
it.
happens to be us.
That's exactly right. Hey, it's National Comic Book Day.
Comic Book Day.
National Comic Book
We
Day.
are big comic book readers.
We
you
are
and I.
big old comic book readers. Last night, Dan, I was reading Batman 107. Batman 107.
Ooh, that's a good one.
One of my personal favorites. And I was reading
TikTok killer.
And it was like whoop-bam, whoop-ow, fights, bats. And all of a sudden, in the little bubble, this little speech bubble, Batman said, Dan knows the history of superhero comic books day.
Dan knows the history of superhero comic books day is what he knows.
That's right.
This voice talked to you from the comic book.
Yes.
Wow. It's unbelievable.
It's one of those press to hear buttons.
Are you? You're still doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
That's what. So, do you know the history
I
of
do.
superhero?
In fact, I do. Yeah.
It's National Comic Book Day, Batman. You should know, but
Yeah.
you know the history of it.
Of course I do.
Tell me about it.
Jellyfest 1968. Jellyfest, guys. If you've not heard of Jellyfest, that's another story for another day. But people from all around the country gather to try all of the different jellies. Now, are there jams? No. Preserves? Get out of here with your preserves. Jellies only, jellies all day, run by Dan Frampton. Dan Frampton ran at Jellyfest. But the thing you don't know about Dan Frampton is that he sold comics on the side. Jellyfest comes along once a year. Comics are good all year long. And he would sell comic books to pay to put on Jellyfest each and every year in Saugerties, New York. That's what he would do. And so he sold comics on the side, and he started getting real. They called him Comic Book Dan. And he started getting so popular for selling his comic books, he was tempted to abandon Jellyfest just to sell comic books. He decided not to do so because Jellyfest meant a lot to his heart, even though it did not mean much to his pocketbook. He continued Jellyfest on all the way until his death in 1999 in a freak snowblower accident. But in his honor, they established National Comic Book Day just to spite him in Jellyfest. Dan Frampton.
Dan Frampton.
Dan Frampton, Jellyfest.
That is as good as anything I have found, Dan. National Comic Book Day, it just seems like a day to celebrate comics. And who can be mad at that? Dan Frampton would be proud. Dan, I want to ask you a question. When do you think the first prototype comic book was released.
I mean, prototype, like it was an invention?
First prototype comic book.
1906.
We're looking for 1842. It was The Adventures of Mr. Obadiah Oldbuck.
Old Bug or Old Book?
Buck.
Buck?
Buck.
B-U-C-K.
B-U-C-K.
This sounds like some like Amish superhero.
Yeah. It wasn't until 1933, Dan, that the first modern comic book was released. I don't know what happened in between.
I knew that the modern comic book
prototype.
was the 1930s. That's why I guess
33.
1906, just from a prototype standpoint.
It was
Apparently
the
100 years.
first comic book was the Famous Funnies. Famous Funnies.
The Famous Funnies.
Famous Funnies.
You got anything from that original?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Funny boy.
Funny boy.
You're
who?
one. Superman was invented in 38. Marvel kind of came on the scene in the 60s. Fantastic Four, Spider-Man. And in the 1960s, the late 1960s, the underground comics was developed, and they reflected the youth and drug counterculture.
So there's a comic book store just right down the street from our office here, and it's still open. And for the life of me, I don't know how people still
do it.
2020 still buying the paper copies, comic books.
I got a couple more stats for you. I know
I'd
how
love
much
to
you
hear
love
them.
the stats.
Yeah.
What percentage of comic book readers do you think are women?
28%.
60%.
What? Is this a 2020 stat?
Yeah, 60%.
I'd have never
60%.
ever seen it. And everybody portrays comic book people as people that can't get a girlfriend, and I just clearly that's not accurate. The Big Bang Theory is just lying to people.
And then 60% of people started reading comics before they turned 10.
Yeah.
And it's
I
just
think
kinda
you get it
stuck.
with I collected baseball cards. I think that's
exactly
something that just kids, you get it young and you just stick with it.
So Dan, people might be wondering, how do I celebrate this day to take a full day
Full day.
of doing it?
I think you got to buy comic books,
Okay.
you got to read comic books, and you got to watch comic book adaptations. That's pretty simple.
I love that.
You
And
can do all three. You can choose one of those two.
You know what also, Dan, while we're talking about watching stuff, lots of Comic Con, what are they called? Panels are on the YouTube. You
That's
can
right.
watch those.
Those are fun. Yeah,
those
yeah.
are fun.
Yeah.
Did you ever do this when you were in school? Did you ever have to create your own comic for like a project?
I feel like that was always an option that I never chose.
Yeah, I did. I know I did.
Yeah,
Maybe I would like.
What was the project?
I would like for one of you. Where camera 2 over here? I'd like for one of you, our listeners, to create a Take the Day Off Brand Dan comic.
Ooh, I like that.
Kind of the adventures of Bran and Sidekick Dan.
Sidekick Dan. No.
No?
No.
You don't think you're a sidekick?
There's no Sidekick Dan.
You don't think you're a sidekick?
It's Brandon Dan or Dan Sidekick Brand. Producer Brand.
You think I'm just a sidekick?
He's just back there producing the episode.
Back there, I'm in the front. If anyone's a sidekick, it's you.
No. You're
It's-
the sidekick.
it's CeCe
CeCe
Leaves.
Leaves is the sidekick.
Yeah.
There, CeCe.
There you go, CC. I'd like to see a comic. Take the day off.
Yeah,
comic. I
Brand
think
and
it'd be
Dan.
really
Dan
great.
and Brand.
And we'll give a free prize.
Yeah, we will.
I
You'll
don't know
get
what it
something
is.
mailed to you from us
That's right.
in the mail.
Yeah.
The actual
The
mail.
USPS. It'll get
Electronic
there.
mail.
It'll get there
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah.
Trust us.
Yep. You should.
We're going to take a quick break. We asked you yesterday, if you could be a superhero, who would you be? Name superpower. Can't wait to hear it. Dan, have you given it some thought since yesterday?
Yeah.
Sidekick Dan, I think is what you were going with. We'll be right back after this here on the Take the Day Off program. Okay.
I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain. Oh, yeah.
And I will stand by you forever.
You can take my breath away.
I
Will be your hero. Did we slip into like John Mayer, James Blunt
Yes.
territory? Hero.
goodbye, my lover. There's the comic book.
You got the afternoon.
It is national. We went far too long on that.
You
man.
got this room for two.
I'm going to fly to you. I'm a superhero. I'm a superhero, baby. It's National Comic Book Day. We asked you yesterday if you could be a superhero, who would you be? What's your name? What would your name be? What would be your superpower? Dan, I kick it over to you. Who are you, Superboy?
I think invisibility is just super stalkerish to me.
It did. Yep.
And I have a problem with people when they straight off the bat say they want to be invisible. And I'm more what I'm not. Like, I don't know what my name would be. Maybe like a efficient man, where I just can do things quicker and more efficient than other people. I don't know. Like, I don't really. It's hard. This is not my wheelhouse.
I would be Claw-per hero.
Clopper hero.
Yeah, Clopper hero.
CLAWPER or CLOPPER?
Claw.
Per. Claw per hero.
Yes. Part cat.
Part claw.
It's really an emphasis on the claws of the cat.
Okay.
So I'd be like cat boy would be another way to say it, but that's like whatever. I'm Clopper hero. And I'm just like Jellicle cat. And my claws would be real sick.
You're
nasty.
definitely the sidekick. Clopper hero.
Dan, we got a lot of good answers here. We got a lot of good,
Yeah, we do.
lot of good answers here. Julie said, my name would be Portal, and my superpower would be to teleport. I wouldn't use it to fight crime or anything, just travel the world without having to spend time getting places. I always did think that teleportation would be a pretty sick thing to be able to do, because let's be honest, we love going places, Dan. We just don't like going there.
Yeah,
Let's go like teleportation. I love it. Dan, what you got?
This one starts off Opal Ghost, extrasensory perception. When I woke up in the hospital, honestly, the last thing on my mind was dedicating my life to changing the world for good. Wish I could tell you about what I lost it. Hold on 1 second. Google Sheets is tough.
Sidekick.
What landed me in that bed, I don't remember. The story others have pieced together is full of holes. Some say it was lightning. Others claim it must have been a meteor. I'm not sure what to believe. What I can tell you is when I opened my eyes, I knew instantly things were different. And I do mean knew. I knew the nurse was going to marry her boyfriend during a sunset on a beach. I knew the doctor had been arrested as a kid for stealing bikes. It was his grandmother that turned his life around. I knew things I couldn't and shouldn't have known. I could see things that had and would happen. And I had a choice. Use what I knew to manipulate the world around me for my greater good, or challenge myself and others to work toward being a light in the world. How could I not choose the light? That is extensive, but it really is just early edition. But more knowledge than early edition. But I don't know if you've heard about early edition. He gets tomorrow's newspaper today. And if you've not watched that television program with Coach Taylor, Kyle Chandler, you need to go watch it.
I've been working on my Coach Chandler. You ready?
I'm ready.
What are you doing?
It's not good.
Hillary says she took an online quiz and she got Mrs. Sunshine. She's a positive person. Attitude is infectious, so there's no more bad guys left because you drove them off with your optimism. I mean, that's good. That's good. You don't have to fight anybody. It's great. I love that. I love that.
Nicole says the time warper. My real superpower is clocks often stop working or speed up around me. It's happened my whole life. I can't wear a watch and go through an alarm clock once a year. I go through an alarm clock about once a year. She's serious. Did we just discover a real superhero? What? Hey, camera 3 me real quick.
Okay.
Nicole, if this is true, if you've been just holding tight to this and not doing anything with it, you're not a superhero. You're a supervillain. This power is not been meant to keep in the dark. You've got it. You can't just slip it in to a take the day off questionnaire. I just don't understand. You can't do that.
Time speeds up and slows down. Like you could.
What?
You could save lives.
You go through an alarm clock once a year? You're a monster.
You see a car crash, time slows down. You run, you get there.
You get it. Man. Nicole.
Seth, on a more serious note, says karaoke tribe. A mutant robotic type man responsible for the singing of great cover songs that would solve world issues by the complexity of his vocals. Thank you, Seth.
His vocals?
His vocals. Let's get it for Tracy Thornton, who's going to be the organization lady. She's going to clean up traffic congestion, make the DMV more efficient. Those lines for women's restroom, boom, smooth as silk. She's a half human, half robot. Cannot understand why humans lollygag and drag their feet when they could be quick, tidy, and organized. Tracy,
Can that superhero work for us, please? Please, can it work for us? I'm all in on
Tracy
that.
every day is like, why is it so hard to get the Pelagu right? It's harder than you might think.
Because Brand's in charge and should be a sidekick. That's why I got him.
Hey, you're more than welcome, Dan.
No,
you're
I'm
more than
not.
welcome to run the Pelahaku.
Okay. You
Do
just tell me, teach me how to do it. I'll do
I'm not
it.
going to teach you how to do it.
That's
I taught
'cause you don't
myself.
know.
I taught myself. I did. What happened yesterday, guy? We had a call to end the day. Had to change the input-output.
One of those 5:15 calls.
To end the day
That's
the
right.
previous
You're right,
day,
you're right,
Dan.
yeah.
Keep it together. And Lori just says she's not into superheroes.
Still not into superheroes.
We did it, everybody.
did
Congratulations. You know what? It's Friday. Take the day off. Just
Yes.
enjoy it.
Long weekend coming your way.
On Monday, we're going to have a lot of fun because we would like to know about the worst neighbor you've ever had.
Oh, boy.
The worst neighbor you've ever had.
Man.
That's happened on Monday. Can you believe it, Dan? We're almost done with a whole nother month.
Almost there.
It's almost October.
Already?
Ooh, that's fall.
Were you eating fall? That's just
Fall. We are going to be back on Monday. We can't wait.
We're trying something new today. We're going to have a Pelahaku in the episode.
We're going to see what happens. Until then, we hope you guys have
Take
a
the
wonderful
day
weekend.
off.
Take the day off.
We laughed until dawn. The day broke in silver shades. Dew wet. Hope renewed. Have a great day, everyone.
Hey, work that time. Good for you, Brandon. 1 out of 3. Yeah. Hey, did he say do wet?
He said
Or duet?
He said duet.
Like, Dio.
Like, hey, go do.
W-E-T,
Hey,
do
what are you gonna do?
wet.
What are you
Don't
gonna do today?
Not do dry.
What are you gonna do today?
Do wet.
Do wet.
But it shouldn't be duet like you and I singing together.
Like a hey, hey, hey.
Hey,
Do
duet.
wet.
Take the day off.com.
Nope, not a thing.